been to any shows lately? That's one thing where I'm just like, man, I miss out a lot.
I haven't been lately. The last show that I went to was Gunna, and it was such a fun show. It was at, I'm trying to think of the venue name, the Fillmore, like down on Colfax.
Going to the Fillmore, I love that place too.
It was so good. The vibes were great, and I like a cozy atmosphere, you know?
Yeah, I'd say the Ogden is my favorite venue in Denver.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that place. It's so small and just yeah. Every show just goes so hard there. I'm trying to get back out there. In September we'll be out,
Okay.
and then I think our whole family, and then there's a chance in like August, May, maybe if things go well, me and Nick might be doing some stuff for his business.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so trying to be out there more and just see people and say what's up.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a fun place to be for like a lot of different chapters of people's lives, whether you're older or younger or, whatever stage you're in. I think there's a little bit of everything for everyone here.
Oh yeah, for me, it's the hardest part now with Leon would just be getting around town,
Right.
and that's like that's a big thing. If you have to do that a lot with a little kid and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's the best. I think of Red Rocks a lot. The health center, I miss that place. But you know, hopefully soon or someday. But I don't even know. If I just imagine how perfect a dispensary would look at the pet mall downtown.
Yeah, definitely.
It's perfect. And there's all these like weird, like almost like gummy things that you can buy at head shops now. And just so close. But it's like just do the full thing. But it is what it is. You know, oh, so what were we gonna say?
I was going to say, I think that since you guys have already lived here, you'll always have the option to come back, even if you didn't, but I think both places probably feel like home to you and Katrina, right?
Yeah. Like this is like home base, home, but that's just like another like off thing. It's like a cousin or something.
Yeah.
It's like, and we do my sisters out there, and a lot of family and friends too. So it is like it's the Iowa West or something.
Definitely. It definitely feels like that. And I mean, it's a special place for you guys. You guys met here, and so much has happened since then and grown.
Yeah, and it's almost been nice being back here because there's even if Leon wasn't a factor, there's just less to do obviously. So it's a lot easier just to get into like good habits and work on like a side hustle or like just to try to create other stuff. Where in Denver it was great, maybe even better because there's so much opportunity to tease, but there was so much distraction and just so much fun stuff that I would choose almost every time to where like now if it's not an option and it's just like I guess I'll just do this instead.
Yeah, I definitely get swept up to that too. I think it's easy to with the lifestyle out here. There's something that you could be doing, and sometimes it kind of makes you like stray from your path. But I mean, Iowa City is such a good place to grow up, and I feel like it's grown so much even since we were
Mm.
in high school or growing up or whatever. And in a lot of ways, I think Denver feels like just like a bigger version of that too.
Yeah, and it has grown a lot. Even like in the last few years, like going up to like North Liberty is like a whole like thing that now they just need a downtown. That's where they're dropping the ball. Coralville and North Liberty. There's no good like downtown spot.
Yeah.
So, but it's close. Mm. All right, and yeah. Just with being back here, I think of Denver more, and it's almost motivating just to be like, oh, like I want to like live here and I want to live there, which is like a hard thing to pull off. But it's like, oh, like I want to try to do that type of things now.
I think about that a lot too. Like, I'm sure everyone does that thing where they're like, if I came into a lot of money, or if I won the lottery, or if money wasn't an issue, I always think about how I would want to have a place in all these different places. And, Iowa City and home is definitely on that list of it would be cool to have a place there and have a place here and have different home bases that you can come back to.
Yeah, and just with over like the last, like I'd say over like the last 10 years, no, last 8 years, I've been like a lot more just like come optimistic and things. But then like the last 4 months, it's just been like such a change where it's like, oh, I'm seeing people accomplish these big feats and stuff using the internet and other tools, and it's like they're just like me, and I just kind of decided like, oh, I'm gonna try to do everything,
Yeah.
and it's just yeah, it's just been like just such a fun just kind of thing to do because I used just like not go for stuff and just talk shit about it without realizing oh, I want to do that. I'm just not trying, so I'm just calling it lame. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, so I was just like, oh, I should just not do this anymore. So I'm like, let's just do everything.
Yeah. I think it's so cheesy, but it is true. Like you only regret the chances you don't take, right? And as you get older, I think you care less about the wrong things, whether it's like what people think or letting, like you said, that self-doubt stop you from trying it because what's
Hmm.
the worst that can happen?
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So where do you is that something that you think a lot about, or is it more just like what's your kind of take on like work and life and all that?
I feel like since I've moved here, through all of the ups and downs, everything has been a step in the right direction for me. And the salon that I work at is really cool because I've worked at like a lot of traditional salons before, but this is just a different type of energy. I've met so many people and it makes me feel a part of the community. And do you ever read or watch those stories about humans of New York and they're just like interviewing different people and stuff?
Yeah, I love those.
Kind of how it feels like at work is I meet all these women and we're holding hands or whatever for an hour, right? And we get to talking whether we're talking shit or getting deep, or I'm cool with the silence too. Sometimes it's just nice to be okay with that. But it reminds me of Humans of New York because you realize that you meet people in different chapters of their life. And I think when you hear stories like that, it just makes you realize that there really is no right way, and it's a salon, so a lot of women come in and they're getting their nails done to for like a wedding, or they're going to get proposed to, right? And it's easy to be like, oh, they found their perfect person and stuff, but I think it's fun to ask them, but you've dated some busters before this, right?
Yo, yo.
The answer is always of course. I've been through the worst in relationships, or they open up about things that it's easy when you meet someone to assume or judge that they have things together, or maybe if we had done things a certain way things would be different. But when people open up like that, you're like, man, you really never know what someone has been through and what it took for them to get here.
Yeah, that's one thing that almost drives me nuts. It's like when you see someone's life, he's like, oh, well, they just did this and this, and everything worked out, and like they never had to go anything, go through anything hard. Must be nice.
Yeah, but you really have no idea, and it just kind of makes you appreciate like where you're at and also think more about where you want to be, I guess. I feel like lately in my life, I've been trying to find that balance between like, okay, how do I appreciate the moment that I'm in, but not get like lost in the comfort so that I'm not growing. And I remember one time this lady came in and, we were shooting the shit. And she was just like, so who's the most successful person you've ever met in here? And I thought that was such a hard question because I think success means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. I mean, a really good friend of mine that I met at the salon, when I met her, she was a lawyer and she was telling me how she used to work for the public defender's office. And then now she has her dream job. She's going to open her own law firm. And her and I are the same age. And I was like, you know what I love about you is you are so driven, but also you're just a regular person, just like me. And it just made me appreciate her more. And the crazy thing is a few months after that, she came in and she's like, I got my real dream job. And I was like, what are you talking about? Didn't you just open a law firm? And she became the first Black woman judge in Arapahoe County out here.
Yeah, like,
So she's such a badass on paper, but the crazy thing is like when I spend time with her and I have that connection, it's just like my favorite thing about her is she's just like you and me. She's just a regular person who goes
mhm.
through a lot of the same stuff that we worry about, and it just makes you remember like we're not all so different, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's a big one too. Like once you realize that everyone is good at stuff and sucks at stuff, it just makes it like you don't put people on a pedestal, and you don't like bring yourself self.
Exactly. And I think meeting all these different types of people that I feel are so successful in so many different ways by truly just being themselves, I think I wish more people would understand that you don't have to dim anyone else's light to shine, which sounds really cheesy, but that's human, right? To just be, sometimes you get jealous or sometimes you don't know how to feel about yourself. So maybe outwardly you're acting a certain way about other people, but really no one can take that from you.
Yeah, and if someone is going to judge you, just think of everything in your life that you know you've seen and you've experienced that is going on with everybody else.
Yeah,
So when people just minimize somebody's like whole life story, that's such a lazy way to think.
it is. And I feel like as the years have gone by and you shed certain friendships or you make new ones and forge new connections, I see that a lot more when I meet people or become friends with them is it is true like the way you treat other people really does say a lot about how you feel about yourself.
Yeah. Yes. Like there's one quote where it's kindness through strength is the most pure form of kindness.
Yeah.
And I like that cuz like if someone's like if you're like big and strong, you don't necessarily need to be nice to people. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it's like you still want to be nice even if you don't feel like threatened or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just it's pure. Like it's honest.
Yeah, and I think that type of energy you just can't really fake, you know? Like
Mhm.
if it's real, then it's real, and if it's not, then like sorry you're going through that.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's one thing I'm realizing now that I didn't even think of. As a nail technician, is that what it was called? Is you're really like talking to people for a long time, over and over and over. Like it's very social, huh?
Yeah, I feel like if I didn't work there when I if I hadn't have gotten this job, I don't think that I would feel so tied to Denver if I worked somewhere else, you know? Because
Okay.
I've had like friendships come out of this. It's like so on Sundays I bartend too and you get a little bit of that too, but I do feel like connected to these people. And of course, sometimes when we go to work, we go through the motions and someone will come in and they'll ask me about something and I'm like, "Oh shit, I told you about that." But, you know, if you're holding hands with someone for like at least an hour and a half, you get to know them and realize that like you said earlier, every person that you meet goes through so many things and they have all these things in their life that connect them to other people. And it just has really changed me for like the chapter that I'm in since I've moved here.
Yeah. And how long have you worked at this place for? It's a mainstream.
Yeah, it's called Mainstream Nails. It's in Five Points, so really close to where I live. And I've been here for almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years this summer.
Okay, sweet. Like that's what's up. Like that's a chunk of time. Like when you're like in there.
Yeah.
And is there like a nail people that you look up to? Like who's like the LeBron James of nails?
There's a lot of like really amazing artists, and now with social media, you can like see so much of their work. They've taken us to a few like beauty conventions. So there's this guy, his Instagram is Votino, but his name is Tino Vo, and we've met him at a convention. You've seen these people who like start from nothing and they build their brand, and now they have their own products and stuff like that. There's this other girl, I can't think of her name right now off the top of my head, but she draws like crazy cartoons. And one
Oh,
of the
yeah.
girls I work with, she's so good at it too. I wouldn't say that like characters are my strength, but she did a set for this guy the other day that was Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh,
And it was crazy just to be around like people who are actual artists and to work in a place that is like, so what art supplies do you need? Because we'll get them. Like they're always down to try all these different things, and it is really cool. I mean, we took a class at the salon with one of Cardi B's nail techs, and she was telling us how she started out by doing nails for different dancers, and one of the dancers introduced her to Black China, and now she does like house calls for them, and the art she does is just crazy.
yeah, yeah, that's so cool. And just like this it's like in any industry. You can meet the right person and then just things can happen and there's I feel like there are just like lots of different ways to do like nails. If there are like different styles and then like sections.
Yeah, totally. And you get to see like what people are into and their personality. I mean, it's just crazy. We had a girl come in and she got the Goofy movie on her nails. I mean, she was there all day. She was literally there for like 10 hours from like 9 in the morning until 7 at night. And to see people express themselves that way, um, it's really cool.
That's so cool. And how long do they stay on for?
It just depends, I think, like on your lifestyle and on you. But like, I have a client that comes every 4 weeks, that like clockwork. I have a client who's a teacher that comes every 2 weeks and gets really fun designs on her nails. And she always tells me, she's like, my kids are always talking smack to me, like, when are you going to get your nails done? And she even came in one day and she let her whole class, their third graders, send like draw a bunch of ideas. So we just picked out of her kids' ideas to do like something on her nails too.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, yeah, and that's interesting too. Like just how one in the world there is so much of just everything. Like the only thing I know about nails is you can paint them, and then there's the fake nails that you can put on, and that's about all I got.
Yeah,
And sometimes they're long.
there's just so many things that you can do, and obviously like a lot of industries, there are always new things, there are always new artists coming up with stuff. I mean, we have everything at the salon. We have magnetic polish that you like hit with a magnet, and it like there's little magnetic particles in it, so it makes it look like, it's called cat eye polish, but it makes it look like velvet. We have airbrush guns because this past year aura nails were really in, where it looks like an aura. So you do one color and then you hit it with the spray paint, and it's like, that was really trendy last year. We have people who get their sets completely blinged out. We charge like, rhinestones start at like $1 a piece. So we could do like a full nail with rhinestones. We have mood changing colors. We have a ton of chrome, which is crazy because when I'm doing chrome, it's such a popular art that people choose. And it's like, so who thought of making this powder that you're going to rub on a nail to make it look like, stainless steel or like a mirror? Or we did a chrome the other day that looks like beetle wings, like purple and green, like chameleon.
Oh, that's cool.
And you're just like, someone thought of this.
Yeah, that's so insane. And so when you're doing those, I'm imagining like a tiny little spray gun and a tiny little brush. You go like one finger at a time.
Yeah, everything I feel like is on such a small scale. Like, of course, a lot of people like really long, crazy nails too, but also a lot of people just have regular size nails. So, like, to see Cassidy, who I work with, who does the characters, when she did the Wolverine, I mean, it would have been on the size of your nail because
That's so crazy.
he was just like a regular dude. And I'm just like, sometimes I see her work and my mind is just blown. I'm just like, how did you even scale it to that point? And
Yeah.
with a tiny brush that's like two hairs thick, to do
Hmm.
the detail. And it's just amazing, honestly.
Ooh, that's tight. Do you have a special or like a style that you like to do?
I feel like that's a hard question because every year for my one on one, they always ask me a style that I want to focus on or what I like and things like that. And it's always so hard for me to answer because I don't feel like there's one thing that I like to hone in on.
Mhm.
I kind of want to start stamping more. We have all these like metal plates with different stamps on them. And I've seen a lot of people do really cool stuff like I don't use them as much as I want to, so I want to get into that more. Like this girl came in one time and she's like, "I want mouse nails." And I was like, "All right, that's kind of, you know, if that's what you want." So we took the stamping plates out and it just had like a pattern of like rats. So I stamped like just a bunch of rats on her nails, but she was obsessed. And it just, to make people that happy, it's it's a different energy for sure.
Well, yeah, yeah. I could only imagine like doing something that makes someone feel good about like how they look and feel. That's gotta be sweet.
Yeah, and you wouldn't believe the number of people who come in who are just like, this is the only thing I do for myself in terms of like, any extra money that they spend, or maybe they don't do all these other things. But I think for a lot of people, it just is a nice thing to feel put together
Oh,
or that like time for yourself.
no, yeah, yeah, yeah. Then that totally makes sense. It's like having like clean and like nice hand that feels good. I'm very conscious of just them having lotion on my hands, especially like working on like just outside. They're just like all dry and just yeah, it's no good. So I feel that. Is there have there been more men starting to get their nails so is there a difference between getting your nails like just painted and then getting them like worked on, or is it the same thing?
It just depends on, I guess, what your nail goals are would be the best way to say it. Like, are you trying to do something that's more low maintenance? Are you trying to grow out your natural nails? I do have a lot more male clients now, which is really fun. And there were a couple people that have come in that are like, I've been biting my nails my whole life, and I have a client who he literally, if you look at your nail, he had half a nail because, and I get it, when you have habits like that, it's hard to kick if you've been doing it your whole life. Putting this product on his nails called hard gel, and they honestly, like, they got as long as mine. And he told me, he was like, this is the only thing that keeps me from biting my nails. And I would take his nubs to like just a regular length.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. I've just been on mine, which is interesting because I like how that's becoming a thing. Just more people just expressing themselves through fashion and just things just merging. It's just cool. It's fun.
Yeah, it's cool to see. I've seen like more like male celebrities doing it, and
Mhm. Yeah.
kind of getting past that stigma that it's only for women or it has anything to do with like your sexual orientation or whatever.
Yeah, that's what cause Caleb Williams he paints his nails and I just thought that that was cool that he's like he won the Heisman, he painted nails, he goes out there and just balls out and like he like who cares, just like why would anyone care, and I'm just like yeah, that's what's up.
nothing wrong with like expressing yourself or taking care
Yeah.
of, even having more guys come in to get pedicures. And it's just like, polish is such a small part of it. It is just nice to have your feet taken care of. Like, they carry you all day.
Yep, yep. I've gotten one a pedicure, and it was so nice, and it makes sense because you can think of it of like, oh, like I'm getting my toes done, or like these are my working feet, and I need to scrape off all that grime and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like I'm
Yeah.
cleaning out a bulldozer or something.
Have these like little electric Dremels and stuff. And, you know, it always makes me laugh when people come in and they're like, sorry, they're so bad. And I'm just like, you don't have to apologize about that. Like, we're
I
here to,
did. I was like,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
like, honestly, um, I mean, they've like broken the scrubber on me before. So it's no judgment over. I think it's like a nice thing to do together too. This couple came in the other day and they were getting pedicures together, and this dude brought a whole picnic basket. He brought them each like a beer, and then he brought like a little charcuterie board, and I was like, whoa, maybe some of you should be taking notes from this guy, because this is a sick date.
It's like, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Oh well, thank you for just coming on and just chatting with me. I'd love to do a part two at some point, and just talk more just about like life and
Yeah,
stuff.
it was so good to talk to you, Jesse.
Let's stay in touch, and I'm excited to see some more nail stuff because all your work is so good.
Thank
Like
you
it's
so
so
much.
sick. So yeah, then you got some clips, and you'll be crushing it. Yep. Thank you, and peace. Good night.